Welcome back to this Elite Guitars tutorial for Julia Florida by Agustin Barrios. This is part 3, and we're beginning at bar 38, okay? So just a recap of bar 37. Okay, we're bar 38 here. I like to do vibrato with my 4th finger on the B. I like to do vibrato with my 4th finger on the B at the 4th fret of the G string, with a low D there, then open A, and an F sharp at the 4th fret of the D string. And you can do a lean or a fermata. You can do a fermata here if you like, and then take off. Okay, so the second half of bar 38 involves sliding the 3rd finger up by 1 fret on the 4th string to the 5th fret to grab the G, and then a B at the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and then B at the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and then you hammer on with your pinky to the 6th fret, and then you hammer on with your 4th finger to the 6th fret of the G string, which is a C sharp, and then grab the A at the 2nd fret of the same string. So, okay, keep it warm. And now at the next measure, I like to go Ponticello because of the open B marking there. Change the color, open A, F sharp at the same place, and then I play the E sharp on the 3rd fret. Bar 39, open D with open B, open A, and then 4th finger the F sharp, which is the 4th fret of the 4th string. Move that down by 1 fret, play an open B with the E sharp, stay Ponticello, C sharp at the 2nd fret with your 3rd finger of the B string, and then 2nd finger on the A, which is the 2nd fret of the G string. Still Ponticello, and then you're gonna shift to bar 4, and then you're going to shift to a full bar of the 4th fret for the downbeat of measure 40. Okay? So it's nice to do a color change from 38. Okay? Because you're basically playing the same thing. And how you finger passages can dictate your color. So if you're keeping the melody on the 3rd string slightly higher up, it's going to be warmer versus, okay? That sounds different than that. So it's something I like to do. It's part of maybe this more Segovia way of, it's part of maybe more the Segovia school, keeping things on the same string and also changing colors on open strings. So I suggest you try it. This is bar 40. Okay, we're still Ponticello with the right hand, which means towards the bridge, a little brighter. Okay, octave F sharps at the 6th string and 4th string, 4th fret. A, the 7th fret of the low string, and then C sharp at the 5th fret. And then C sharp at the 4th fret, part of the bar. And then move the bar down 1 fret to the 3rd fret and play a D at the 5th fret of the 5th string, and then an E sharp at the 3rd fret of the 4th string. And then hold that there. Now bar 41, I change to dolce color, meaning I move my right hand over the sound hole, play those octave F sharps, grab the A again at the 7th fret, C sharp, and now we're going to do a hammer on from the E sharp and D to the F sharp, middle finger there, at the 4th fret of the 5th, at the 4th fret of the 4th string, and then grab the G sharp here at the end of bar 41, which is the 6th fret of the 4th string. Okay, this is bar 42. I do a full bar here, and this again, these are my fingerings for this passage. Again, these are my fingerings for this passage. Okay? Again, these are my fingerings for this passage. F sharp and A, C sharp, and then grab the A and F sharp, 7th fret of the 4th string and 2nd string, and then slide down with your 4th finger and release your 3rd finger to grab the B as part of the bar and the E sharp at the 6th fret. Okay? This is bar 42. And then bar 43, I do a little pause there. Okay, and this is a little tricky, okay? You buzz with this fingering if you're on the wrong side of the fret. So you want to shoot for the middle, okay, of the fret. E sharp with your second finger, and the B and the bass is a part of the bar. And then I hammer onto the F sharp at the 7th fret, and then let go of everything and play the G sharp at the 9th fret of the B string. And you're probably wondering why I go through all this trouble. It's to keep the melody on the 2nd string, okay? And also to have these chords ringing underneath, okay? Adds a sort of eeriness to this section, which I really like. And then we're off to bar 44, okay? And so this is a 5/6 bar at the 5th fret. We have the D in the bass, which is the 5th fret of the 5th string, and then F sharp, the 7th fret of the 2nd string is the melody. Let those ring. G sharp at the 6th fret of the 4th string, and then B sharp at the 5th fret of the G string. Shift down a fret the bar. You can actually relax the bar here because you don't need it except for the C sharp and the bass. E sharp on top, 6th fret of the B string in the melody, G sharp and C sharp there. So bar 44, 6th fret of the 4th string, 6th fret of the 3rd string, and then here I like to slide off with my 3rd and 4th finger. That's a little exaggerated, but just a little hint there into bar 45. A sharp in the bass, 1st fret of the 5th string, open G, and then C sharp at the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Relax and shift to the 5th fret, 7th fret, and 8th fret of the B string. That's the melody. E rest stroke to meet the G, F sharp, G, and slide down to B minor, bar 46, B in the bass, 2nd fret of the 5th string with D, 3rd fret of the B string, F sharp, 4th fret of the 4th string, B here at the 4th fret of the 3rd string, open A, slide down 1 fret to F sharp, slide down 1 fret to F natural, open B, and now a grace note from the 3rd fret of the low E string, from the 3rd fret of the low string to the 6th fret, F natural to G sharp. E with your 3rd finger at the 5th string, 7th fret, open B, and then E, F natural, D, okay? So E is the 5th fret, F is the 6th fret of the B string, and then down to D at the 3rd fret, and we're off to the A minor chord in bar 48. Okay, so this is bar 45, slide down, 46, grace note in the bass, lean here, and then we're in bar 48. And here I like to do an A minor chord, it's a common shape, and play it Ponticello. Bar 49, and that I'll repeat that, but I'll play a dolce. But first let me explain what's going on. C natural, E 2nd finger, A 3rd finger, C again, open E, shift to the 5th fret of the high E string, which is an A, have that tied over, very important to bar 49, low D, A, B at the 7th fret of the high E string, and then an ornamented chord here. So it's B, this is halfway by the way through bar 49, this is a B at the 4th fret of the 3rd string, F natural at the 6th fret of the 2nd string, and then A at the 5th fret of the 1st string, ornamented with a B at the 7th fret. All together with the ornament, and then the 2nd string, 3rd string, and then the same passage again, but dolce. The only change being here, I play an E at the 5th fret of the 2nd string as opposed to an open string the first time. Bar 50, vibrato, same chords. So not only am I changing the fingering slightly to get that color change, versus I move my right hand closer to the bridge or closer to the sound hole. So in context, let's do bars 47 through 51, okay? Bars 47 through 51. one of my favorite parts and favorite ways to play this passage. You can try different things. Maybe you can finger it up here if you like. It's a lot harder and it's not worth the extra effort, so that's why I've changed it in my performances to down here for the second time. And now we have the final phrase before we repeat the piece back to the beginning. And this is starting in bar 52. So we go back to the A minor chord, same as before, but now that A we're going to play as a harmonic at the 7th fret of the 4th string, and that's going to be a common feature of this final phrase. So the harmonic's there, and then we go to the 5th fret with a bar shape. This is measure 53, G, and then we go to the 5th fret with a full bar, G, E at the 7th fret, A at the 7th fret, C sharp at the 6th fret, E at the 5th fret, and then the harmonic to ring over into the next measure. To ring over into bar 54, F sharp, E flat at the 6th fret, A at the 7th fret, C at the 5th fret, E flat at the 4th fret of the 2nd string, and then the harmonic again. So this is bar 53 and 54. And you can either hold the bar the whole time if you want, and then let go, or release the bar once you get to the 3rd string. It's up to you. Bar, that was bar 54. Bar 55, same shape as bar 53, but at the 3rd fret. And then bar 54. Okay, so let's look at bar 53. Okay, so let's look at bar 55. F natural, 3rd fret of the low string. D at the 5th fret of the 5th string. G at the 5th fret of the 4th string. B at the 4th fret of the 3rd string. D at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And then the harmonic again at the 7th fret of the 4th string. And then E at the start of bar 56. First finger on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the C sharp here, which is the 4th fret of the 5th string, G at the 5th fret of the 4th string, B at the 3rd fret of the B at the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Slide that up 2 frets to C sharp with a little bit of vibrato, get a nice warm sound there, have that ring into that same A harmonic. And then it's da capo al coda. So you're going to want to repeat the whole piece up until bar 18, and instead of playing bar 18, you're going to go all the way down to the coda at the bottom of page 2, and that is bar 57. So let me demonstrate this final passage, okay? So we're at bar 52, harmonic, start to grow a little bit with your volume, always using that harmonic to carry you through into the next measure, loudest point, retarding, vibrato, harmonic, and then we're back to the beginning of the piece. So, without talking now in context. Breathe, relax, and then we're back to the beginning of the piece. So DC al coda, da capo al coda. We're going to now walk you through bars 1 through 17. This was in the first video, so I won't go into as much detail. And then I'll explain bars 57, 58, 59, 60, and 61, which is the coda at the end of the piece. So we're coming out of bar 56 here. Let the harmonic ring. Relax, take a deep breath, and back to bar 1. Need that low D and a slight roll. Same thing in bar 2. Add the B. And now this time around, when we start the melody in measure 3, I like to take more time in between phrases. So instead of maybe playing it like this, I'll go a little time, a little speed up here, and then lean a little little bit there in bar 4. Same thing in bar 5. You want to play this a little quieter the second time around, because people have heard you do it before. So we'll go back to bar 5. A little vibrato at the start of bar 6. 7. 5/6 bar at the second fret for bar 8. Bar 9. 10. And then here at the second half of measure 10 on the G and the C sharp, I do an ornament between my 3rd and 4th finger, the C sharp at the 6th fret and the 7th fret of the G string, which is a D. So this is bar 10. The harmonic, then same thing now moving forward as the first time around, bar 11, 12. Mute that D, grab the high B at the 7th fret, climbing up. Now we're at bar 16. Here, this final time you can use your thumb, pad thumb if you like. Really emphasize it the final time, or roll with your fingers. Slide down to bar 17. And then we're at bar 57 now because the symbol says to go to the coda. Okay, so you can phrase going into bar 15, push the tempo a little. You can phrase going into bar 15, pushing the tempo a little bit, a little increase in volume. And then down into bar 17 to the coda. Okay, now we're at bar 57, bottom of the second page. We're going to have a low D, F sharp at the 4th fret of the 4th string, D at the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, D at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and A at the 5th fret of the 1st string. Open A, F sharp, okay? And then you're going to use your 3rd and 2nd finger as a guide all the way up to the 10th position. Okay, so this is bar 57. Slide up to the 10th position, keeping those fingers the same. Then you add your 1st finger on the G, which is the 10th fret of the 5th string. You have that open E on top to make sure your left hand is in a proper position so they all ring, otherwise you're going to get some muted strings, right? And then B at the 12th fret of the 2nd string, and then back to A. And let go of everything except your 2nd finger and play a low D with that A. And I like to lean on that a little bit before I start the final section, or before I start the final phrase where you're climbing up the strings and doing harmonics. So this is bar 57. Go up, fermata a little bit, slide down to the F sharp, which is the 4th fret of the 6th string, open A, open D as you're transitioning, 12th fret harmonic of the 5th string, which is an A, 12th fret harmonic of the 4th string, which is a D, and then we have the F sharp harmonic at the 9th fret of the 6th string. Okay, that's the hardest one to get, so you want to play it closer to the bridge. Then the 7th fret of the D string harmonic, 7th fret of the G string harmonic, 7th fret of the B string harmonic, and then you're going to go to the 10th fret with your 3rd finger on the left hand and find the artificial harmonic with your index finger and your ring finger. You have to imagine that it's 12 frets above. So you only, if you're at the 10th fret, that's 22 frets, but we only go up to 19, right? So you have to imagine a few frets and find it, you know, search around for it till you find it, memorize where it is, and do the same thing at the 10th fret of the 1st string, okay? So those are the harmonics, and it's a lot easier to play them if you let them breathe the left hand by putting a little pressure, playing, and then letting go with a flat finger and playing them closer to the bridge, I find always helps. A little vibrato on that last one's really nice. And then it says pianissimo in the score, 7th fret harmonics on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. I like to roll those. And then my version that I got from Christopher Parkening, I play an open D, open A, and then F sharp with some vibrato until it dies out. Okay? And I know that some of you probably have learned it with harmonics there at the 12th fret of the 6th and 4th strings. That's how some editions are written, but I prefer to do it down here, and I got that from Christopher Parkening. So that brings us to a close of this tutorial for EliteGuitarist.com on Agustin Barrios's Julia Florida. It's a beautiful piece, lots of options, lots of fingerings you can use, and with the right hand, as I said earlier, just check your nails and figure out on your own which fingers to use. It's something you can do with slower pieces in general. I hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time. Thank you.